Hello everyone, I am Shilpa Sharma, lecturer HR department, CIMAGE College, Patna. In my last video, I talked about two-way communication. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the various channels of communication. The channel of communication can broadly be divided into two broad categories. One is formal channel of communication and the other one is informal channel of communication. The informal channel of communication, also known as grapevine communication, I will be discussing in my next video. In this video, I will lay my focus on formal channel of communication, its advantages, its disadvantages, various ways in which formal channel of communication regulate. Now, as the name suggests, formal channel of communication is a formal means to communicate, or the flow of communication in the organization is formal. It is deliberately designed to regulate the flow of communication through hierarchies, and it makes sure that the information doesn't get distorted and it flows properly, officially prescribed manner, in an officially prescribed manner through various hierarchies in the organization. There are also different ways in which the formal communication works in the organization. Some of them are single chain, the other one is wheel type, the other one is circular, one more is free flow. Now, what are these? You know what is chain? In a single chain, the formal communication flows from the superior to subordinate. Then that subordinate is again a superior to some other subordinate. Likewise, in an organization, one subordinate is superior to some other person unless you are at either the topmost position or at the bottommost position. The other type is the wheel type. Have you seen hub? Hub is the center point of wheel. So the management or your boss sits at the hub of the wheel and the employees are around the circumference. So in this kind of communication, what happens is that the employees do not get to interact among themselves. They can only interact with their boss. The lack of coordination can rather be felt in this kind of communication. One other is free flow, where people can talk to every other person. And one more type is the circular type. In the circular type, what happens is that you get to talk to, one employee gets to talk to the two adjoining of his two adjoining colleagues. So sometimes in one in one way of communication, the communication is faster, in the other way it is slower, kind of that. Now there are also advantages and disadvantages of formal means of communication. Before coming to this point, I would like to draw your focus towards the current trend, which is mostly started by different people. And in this kind of organization, there are not too many hierarchies to facilitate formal means of communication. They rather believe in emphasis on proper horizontal communication because it kind of proves to be a good source of adhesion among the employees. Having said this, still, formal means of communication has several advantages which cannot be undermined. For example, its authenticity. Whatever is being communicated in formal means of communication is always authentic, is never distorted. And because of its authenticity, it can be used for future reference also. The other advantage is that management can hold control over what is being communicated through and to its employees. One other advantage that we see in formal communication is that it lacks personal touch. Now, this can be taken very, very positively when we talk especially about formal communication. When a communication method lacks personal touch, it means that there is no emotions involved in making strategic decisions of the organization, which is also a must for business. Now, there are certain disadvantages also of formal means of communication. One, that we know that there is a clear cut distinction between two set of people at the workplace. One is the employer and two, the employees. This is not much to the liking always. And the second disadvantage that we can discuss is that in this kind of communication, there is no personal touch, unlike the one that we can see in grapevine communication. So, but despite discussing its disadvantages, its advantages cannot be undermined. It makes a sense of it sends out a sense of equality among all its employees, always in the organization. We will discuss grapevine communication as an informal channel in my next video. Thank you so much for now.